You stand behind a heavy wooden door. The hallway is cold and the air is very still. Outside, you hear the low sound of many people talking and waiting for you. Your hands are shaking and your stomach feels empty. This is the moment you have feared for many weeks. You take a deep breath, but your chest feels very tight. The world feels small, and the stage feels like a mountain. Suddenly, your heart begins to beat against your ribs like a drum. Your mouth feels dry, and you forget the first sentence of your speech. This is a physical battle. Your body wants to run away, but your feet are frozen to the floor. This is stage fright. It is a powerful force that has stopped many great ideas from ever being heard. You feel as if you are under a bright light. The feeling of being watched is heavy and difficult. When you walk into the light, you feel hundreds of eyes looking at you. It feels like they are searching for a mistake or a flaw. Every small movement you make feels too big and very clumsy. You feel like a stranger in your own skin. This isolation is the hardest part of the experience. It makes the room feel much larger than it is. Isolation on the stage can make you feel very small. You look at the dark room and see only shadows. You wonder if anyone actually cares about what you have to say. It is easy to think that you are the only person who feels this way. But every person in that room has felt fear before. The distance between the speaker and the audience is often created by our own minds and our own worries. Many people believe that great speakers are born with a special gift. They think confidence is something you either have or you do not. But this is a false belief. Every person you see speaking with power once felt this same cold fear. They were not born brave. They learned how to walk through the fire. Confidence is not a talent. It is a long path that anyone can learn to follow. We are filming this story in London, a city where millions of voices share their truths every day. If you want to find your own voice and hear more stories like this, please subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us share these journeys with the world. Now, let us look deeper into why we feel this way. We will look at our history and the way our brains work in the modern world. Consider the second before you speak. That tiny gap of time is where the fear is strongest. You are standing on the edge of a cliff, waiting to jump into the conversation. Your mind creates 1,000 bad endings. But what if you could change how you see that silence? What if it was not a wall, but a bridge? Understanding the fear is the first step toward crossing it and finding your power. Realize that fear is a normal human experience. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a sign that you are doing something that matters to you. If you did not care, you would not be afraid at all. This realization is a powerful tool. It changes the fear from an enemy into a friend. You are not broken because you are nervous. You are simply human, and your journey is just beginning today. Fear can be a guide if we listen to it correctly. It shows us where our limits are and helps us grow past them. When you feel the fear, it means you are at the edge of your comfort zone. This is where the most important things happen. By facing the silence, you are choosing to grow. Do not look at the fear as a stop sign. Look at it as an invitation to be brave. Walking onto the stage is a choice. You can stay in the shadows where it is safe, or you can step into the light. Most people choose to stay quiet because it is easier. But the people who change the world are the ones who speak even when their voices shake. Your story is worth the struggle. The physical sensations of fear are just a sign that your body is getting ready for something very big. To understand our fear, we must look back at our history. Long ago, our ancestors lived in a very different world. Their lives depended on staying close to the group. To be alone was to be in great danger. This ancient history still lives inside our minds today. It shapes how we feel when we stand in front of a crowd. Our past explains our present feelings in a very deep and real way. Think about how your heart races when you are nervous. This is not a mistake by your body. It is a biological response that is millions of years old. Your heart is pumping blood to your muscles so you can move fast. Your body is preparing for a physical challenge. Even though there is no physical danger on a stage, your heart does not know the difference. It is just ready for action. Inside your head, there is a part often called the caveman brain. It is the part of the brain that looks for danger. It does not care about your speech or your career. It only cares about survival. When you stand in front of a group, this old part of your brain thinks you are in trouble. It sees the audience as a threat. It is trying to keep you safe from the unknown. Survival was the most important goal for early humans. If the tribe did not like you, they might leave you behind. Being rejected by the group meant you could not survive the cold or find food. This is why we care so much about what others think. Our brains believe that a bad speech is a threat to our life. We feel the same fear as a hunter facing a dark storm. Group survival was based on harmony and connection. If you did something to upset the group, you were at risk. Today, that instinct makes us very sensitive to the faces of the audience. We look for a frown or a bored look. We think one unhappy person means the whole group is against us. This is our survival instinct working too hard. It is a biological shadow from a time long ago in history. In the wild, being watched by many eyes usually meant you were being hunted. A predator watches its prey before it attacks. When you stand on a stage and see many eyes fixed on you, your brain reacts to that ancient memory. It feels like you are the target. Your body prepares to fight or run. This is why your palms sweat and your legs feel like they might collapse under your weight. Adrenaline is a powerful chemical that gives you strength and speed. But when you are standing still behind a microphone, you have nowhere to put that energy. It stays inside you and makes you shake. The adrenaline has no place to go. This is the irony of stage fright. Your body is giving you more energy than you need, but you feel like you have no power at all in that moment. The audience is not a pack of lions, but your brain cannot tell the difference. To your subconscious, those people in the front row look dangerous. You see their pens and notebooks as weapons. You see their silence as a threat to your safety. But this is just a trick of biology. The lion is not real. The danger is only a shadow created by a part of your brain that is protecting you. Your body thinks it is in danger, so it shuts down systems that are not needed. This is why your stomach feels funny or why you forget your words. Your brain is moving energy away from thinking and towards your muscles. It thinks you need to run, not talk about a new project. Understanding this process helps you realize that your body is not failing you. It is actually trying to be your hero. The fight or flight response is the name for this ancient system. It is a beautiful and complex part of being human. It has kept our species alive for thousands of years. When you feel that rush of fear, try to thank your brain for watching out for you. It is a very old system trying to work in a very new world. You can learn to calm this response with time. What if you could redefine the racing heart? Instead of calling it fear, call it energy. That extra blood and oxygen can help you be more alert and passionate. Successful speakers do not get rid of the butterflies in their stomachs. They simply teach them to fly in a straight line. The energy is the same, only the name you give it changes. It is fuel for your voice and message. Your body is actually trying to help you. It is giving you the focus and power you need for a big moment. The heat you feel in your face is just energy waiting to be used. Once you accept this, the fear loses its power over you. You are not a victim of your biology. You are the pilot of a very powerful machine. Now, we can look at the common mistakes we make. Most people fail at speaking for one simple reason. It is not because they lack facts or a good voice. It is because of where they put their attention. They focus on the wrong thing entirely. This mistake is very common, and it happens to almost everyone at first. It is the wall that stops us from connecting with the people in front of us. We must identify this problem. We often fall into what is called the ego trap. This does not mean we are selfish people. It means our focus is completely inward. We are thinking about how we look, how we sound, and what people think of us. When we do this, we are not really talking to the audience. We are having a conversation with ourselves in front of a crowd. This creates a huge distance between people. Focusing on yourself is the fastest way to become nervous. When you are the center of your own world, every mistake feels like a tragedy. You become a judge and a jury for your own performance. You wonder if your tie is straight, or if your voice sounds strange. This internal focus is like a heavy fog. It hides the people in the room and makes you feel more alone than ever before. Do I look okay? This is the question that kills many speeches. We spend so much time worrying about our appearance that we forget our message. We want to look smart, powerful, and perfect. But the audience does not care about perfection. They came to hear something useful. When we worry about our image, we stop being real. We become a character instead of a person, and the audience can feel it. The obsession with perfection is a dangerous path. We think that if we make one mistake, the whole speech is ruined. We try to memorize every word and every gesture. But life is not perfect, and communication should not be perfect either. Perfection is cold and boring. It keeps people away. When we try too hard to be perfect, we lose our natural warmth. We lose the ability to truly connect. In our minds, small mistakes become huge disasters. If we trip over a word, we think everyone is laughing at us. If we forget a point, we think we have failed. In reality, most people do not even notice these things. They are busy thinking about their own lives. We are our own worst critics. We see a tiny crack in the wall, while the audience only sees the beautiful building you built. When we are afraid, our movements become stiff and unnatural. We hold our bodies tight because we are trying to control everything. Our voices become robotic and lose their natural music. This happens because we are trying to protect ourselves. We think that if we stay very still, nothing bad can happen. But this stiffness makes it hard for the audience to relax. If you are tense, they will be tense too. I once saw a speaker who had a perfect script. He had spent months writing it. Every word was beautiful and smart. But when he stood up, he was so worried about saying it perfectly that he never looked at the audience. He read from his notes with a trembling voice. He was so focused on the paper that he forgot the people. The speech was a failure because of the ego trap. Reading from notes is a safety net that often becomes a cage. We look down at the paper because we are afraid to look at the eyes in the room. But eye contact is where the magic happens. When you look at someone, you see if they understand you. You see if they are interested. If you only look at your notes, you are talking to a piece of paper. Paper cannot talk back. The moment of disconnect is painful for everyone. You can feel it when an audience stops listening to you. Their eyes wander to their phones or the floor. This happens when the speaker is too focused on themselves. The audience feels like they are not part of the event. They feel like they are just watching a mirror. To fix this, we must turn our light outward towards the room. Why does the audience feel the tension? Humans are very good at reading emotions. If you are nervous and focused on yourself, the audience feels your discomfort. They start to feel nervous for you. They want you to do well, but they do not know how to help. The energy in the room becomes heavy and awkward. This tension is the result of the me-centered problem. It can be fixed. The shift toward the others is the most important change you can make. It is the moment you stop worrying about your own feelings and start worrying about the audience. You start to ask, how can I help these people today? This simple question changes everything. It moves the pressure off your shoulders and puts the focus on the message. Suddenly, you are not a performer. You are a messenger. Moving away from a self-centered view is a great relief. When it is not about you, you do not have to be perfect. You just have to be helpful. This is the secret that the best speakers know. They do not go on stage to be seen. They go on stage to be heard. They are there for the people in the seats. This shift in mindset is the key to unlocking power. Now we reach the heart of the matter. there is a secret shift that changes everything. It is a simple idea, but it is very powerful. When you understand this, your fear will begin to melt away. You will no longer see the stage as a place of judgment. Instead, you will see it as a place of opportunity. This is where you learn the true meaning of speaking out. Speaking is an act of service. When you stand up to talk, you are doing something for others. You are sharing information, giving encouragement, or telling a story that needs to be told. You are a servant to the message. When you think of yourself as a servant, the fear disappears. You are no longer there to get something from the audience. You are there to give them something valuable. You are not taking attention. You are giving a gift. Think about how you feel when you give a gift to a friend. You are excited to see them happy. You do not worry about if your wrapping paper is perfect. You only care about the joy of the gift. Speaking is exactly the same. Your ideas are the gift. The audience is waiting to receive them. Focus on the gift, not the gift, not the giver. The concept of the gift changes your role on the stage. You are the host of a party, and the audience members are your guests. Your job is to make sure they have a good time and learn something new. You want them to leave the room feeling better than when they walked in. When your goal is to help others, your brain stops looking for danger and starts looking for ways to connect. Think of a doctor explaining a cure to a patient. Does the doctor worry about their tie? Do they worry if their voice sounds deep enough? No. They only care that the patient understands the medicine. They are focused on saving a life. When your purpose is that clear, there is no room for stage fright. You have a job to do, and that job is more important than your own nerves. Purpose is more powerful than appearance. When you have a strong reason to speak, you find a strength you did not know you had. Maybe you want to change a law, or help a friend, or teach a skill. If the reason is big enough, the fear becomes very small compared to the importance of your message. Purpose is your shield against the eyes of the crowd. It keeps you strong. Always remember that your audience wants you to win. They did not come to see you fail. They gave up their time to listen to you because they hope you have something good to say. They are rooting for you. When you look out at the crowd, try to see them as a group of friends who are waiting for a good story. They are on your side from the very beginning. If you fail, the audience fails too. If you are boring, they are bored. They want to have a great experience just as much as you do. This means they will forgive your mistakes easily. They will ignore your shaking hands if your words are honest. They are looking for a connection, not a perfect performance. When you realize the audience is your partner, the room becomes a friendly place to be. Breaking the wall between the stage and the seats is essential. You are not on a different planet. You are in the same room, breathing the same air. You can talk to them like you are talking to a friend over coffee. Use simple words. Be yourself. When you break that wall, the distance disappears. The audience becomes part of the conversation, and the pressure on you is cut in half. Connecting is much more important than performing. A performance is something people watch. A connection is something people feel. You can have the best lights and the best slides, but if there is no heart, there is no connection. People will remember how you made them feel long after they forget exactly what you said. Speak from your heart to their hearts. That is where real power lives. Sharing a truth can change a life. You might think your story is ordinary, but to someone else, it might be exactly what they need to hear. Your experience is unique. No one else has lived your life or seen the world through your eyes. When you share your truth, you are giving a light to someone who might be in the dark. That is a beautiful and noble thing to do. There is a great relief in not having to be perfect. You can be messy, you can be emotional, you can even be nervous. As long as you are honest, the audience will stay with you. In fact, people often like a speaker more when they see a small mistake. It shows that you are a real person just like them. It makes you more relatable and much easier to trust. Vulnerability is not a weakness. It is a bridge. When you show that you are human, people open up to you. They see their own struggles in yours. This creates a deep bond of trust. You do not have to be a hero on the stage, you just have to be a human being. Vulnerability allows the audience to see the real you, and that is when they start to listen. When the message matters more than the messenger, you are free. You are just the delivery person. If the package is good, it does not matter what the delivery person looks like. This mindset allows you to focus on the quality of your ideas. You can put all your energy into making your message clear and helpful. This is the path to true confidence and a voice that people remember. Finding peace in being useful is the final step of this shift. When you walk off the stage, you should not ask, "How did I do?" You should ask, "Did I help them?" If the answer is yes, then you have succeeded. This sense of service is the ultimate cure for fear. It gives you a reason to stand tall and speak out. You have a gift to give. While mindset is the foundation, there are also tools you can use. These are not tricks, but natural ways to use your body and voice. The first and most powerful tool is often overlooked. It is the beauty of silence. Many speakers are afraid of silence. They try to fill every second with words. But silence is where the audience thinks. It is where the message stays and grows. The long pause is a sign of confidence. When you stop talking for a few seconds, it shows that you are in control of the room. It gives the audience a moment to catch up with you. A pause can make a question more powerful or an idea more important. Do not fear the silence. Use it like a composer uses a rest in music. Silence gives your words their rhythm. Silence is not empty. It has weight. It creates a space for the audience to feel something deep. If you speak too fast, people cannot keep up with your emotions. But if you slow down and use silence, you give them time to react. You can feel the energy of the room change during a pause. It is a moment of shared connection. It is the quiet heartbeat of a great speech. Breathing is your way to reclaim time and control. When you feel the rush of adrenaline, your breath becomes short and fast. By taking a slow, deep breath, you tell your brain that you are safe. It calms your heart and clears your mind. Think of your breath as an anchor. It keeps you grounded when the waves of nervousness try to pull you away. Breathe in peace. The human voice has a natural music. Every person has a unique rhythm and tone. You do not need to sound like a news reporter or an actor. Your natural voice is the one people want to hear. When you speak with your own rhythm, you sound honest and real. People can hear the truth in a voice that is not forced. Let your voice rise and fall naturally. Speaking from the heart is different than speaking from the throat. When we are nervous, our voices often become thin and high. This happens because we are tight. If you relax and speak from your chest, your voice becomes warmer and deeper. It sounds more grounded. This is not about volume, it is about resonance. A quiet voice from the heart is louder than a loud shout. Speed is often a sign of fear. We speak fast because we want to finish and sit down quickly. We want the danger to be over. But when we race through our words, we lose our impact. The audience feels rushed and tired. Slowing down is a gift to your listeners. It shows that you value your own words. It tells the audience that your ideas are worth time. Slowing down allows your ideas to land safely. Imagine you are throwing a ball to a friend. If you throw 10 balls at once, they will drop them all. But if you throw one ball slowly, they will catch it. Words are the same. Give the audience one idea at a time. Let them catch it and hold it before you give the next one. This builds a memory. Vulnerability is your secret power. You do not have to be a loud person to be a great speaker. Some of the most powerful speeches in history were delivered in a quiet, steady voice. When you are willing to show your feelings, you invite the audience to feel with you. This emotional honesty is more persuasive than any logic. It is the shortest distance between people. A quiet word can change a room more than a loud shout ever could. Think of a mother whispering to a child or a friend sharing a secret. These are the moments we remember most. You do not need to dominate the room with your volume. You only need to fill it with your presence. Be there, fully and truly. When you are present, every word carries weight. Try looking into just one pair of eyes at a time. Do not look at the crowd as a whole. The crowd is a scary concept, but a person is just a person. When you speak to one individual for a sentence and then another, the room becomes a collection of friends. It stops being a mass of eyes and starts being a series of human connections. The energy of the room is something you can feel. It is like a physical presence. If you listen to the room, it will tell you when to speak and when to wait. You are in a dance with your audience. Sometimes you lead, and sometimes they lead. By being sensitive to their energy, you can adjust your pace. This makes the event feel alive. Using your natural voice means using the words you use every day. Do not try to use big words just to sound smart. Simple words are often the most powerful. They are easy to understand and they feel real. If you use a word you never use in real life, you will sound like a stranger. Be comfortable in your own language. Your natural voice works. I remember a woman who spoke at a small meeting. She was very quiet and her voice shook a little. But she spoke about something she truly cared about. She did not use slides or a microphone. She just shared her story from the heart. The room became so quiet you could hear a pin drop. Her quiet words changed the minds of everyone there. Taking control of the space is about your presence. Stand tall, not because you are perfect, but because you have a right to be there. You have earned your place on that stage. Own the ground under your feet. When you stand with purpose, you feel more confident. Your body tells your brain that you are a leader. This physical strength supports your heart. We are coming to the end of our journey. Now, imagine yourself walking back toward that stage. The door is the same and the lights are still bright. But you are different. You have the tools and the mindset to face the moment. The fear has not gone away completely, but it is no longer your master. You are ready to step into the light. You walk to the center of the room. You take a breath and you wait. You look at the faces in the audience and you see them as friends. You remember your gift, and then you speak the first word. It is clear and steady. The sound of your own voice gives you strength. You have started, and the world did not end. It feels wonderful. The feeling of connection is unlike anything else. As you speak, you see people nodding. You see them smiling at you. You realize that you are not alone on the stage. You are part of something bigger than yourself. You are sharing a moment of human life. The fear has turned into a warm glow of excitement. You are sharing your story. This transformation from fear to courage is a beautiful thing. It is not about becoming a different person. It is about becoming the person you were always meant to be. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the belief that something else is more important. Your message is that something else. By speaking, you have claimed your power and your place. Think back to the first scene. The shaking hands and the tight chest feel like a distant memory now. You can revisit that place, but it no longer has power over you. You know how to breathe through it. You know how to shift your focus to others. You are calm because you are purposeful. The stage is a platform for your ideas. The lasting impact of a shared idea is huge. Long after you leave the stage, your words will stay with people. They might think about your story while they walk home. They might tell a friend what they learned from you. Your voice has the power to start a ripple that moves through the world. Every time you speak, you make the world brighter. The world needs your story. There are things only you can say. There are lessons only you can teach. If you stay silent, the world misses out on your unique light. Do not let fear rob the world of your gift. Your voice is a tool for change and a bridge for understanding. When you speak, you give others permission to do the same. We encourage you to find your own stage. It might be a large hall, a small meeting, or a talk with a friend. Whatever it is, step into it with your heart open. Do not wait until you are not afraid. Speak while you are afraid. That is where growth happens. Every time you speak, it becomes easier. Every time you speak, you grow. Courage is a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. Do not be discouraged by small mistakes. They are just part of the process of learning. Keep moving forward. Keep giving your gift. The journey from silence to speech is the journey of a lifetime. It is a path of discovery and joy. You have the power to speak out. In the end, it is not the words that matter most, but the spirit behind them. Your voice is the bridge between your soul and the world. Use it well, use it often, and never forget that you have something important to say. The silence is over. It is time to speak. Thank you for joining us on this journey. May your words find home.